Abu Aghelia. Elements of the Israeli 10th Infantry Brigade and the 82nd Tank Battalion attempted to eject the Egyptians from the village of Abu Aghelia. I guess we're assaulting, but it seems like a vehicle assault, so hopefully we won't have a huge amount of infantry. A couple of planes. Some mortars. There should be proper artillery. Is it on the map or off map? It's off map. Right. Yeah, this is American gear at this point. Israel should be getting their own gear later on. Right. Couple of crossroads and village itself. Without a doubt, there has to be tanks here. 16 turns. Still. Enfield rifle. Light machine gun, hand grenade. So this is a pretty typical rifle squad, I think. Nothing all that special about it. It is a defend mission for the Egyptians though, so I should definitely be within range of some enemies already. I probably should at least fire something with the mortars. We have time, so I think I'll take things easy with the tanks at least. It's Egyptian, so Soviet gear. Could be T-34s. So in that sense, it could be more or less like the tank battle we had in the Korea section of the scenarios. There are a couple of infantry groups we have, but I don't think we should move these all that much. Okay. Right. Well, without a doubt, they have something in the houses themselves. Infantry something. So we can do some kind of initial artillery on those targets. We can actually see them too, so it should be fairly accurate. But the mortars, I'm not sure what we should do with the mortars. Maybe just smoke? I mean, we're approaching with infantry after all. Go on an open desert with no real cover. Where exactly do we want the smoke? We'll save the meteors when we have actual proper targets to shoot at. Still, we should be able to order a bombardment run here. More or less want to destroy the buildings if at all possible. Got absolutely destroyed. We did some return fire, but that was so fucking useless. And it's the command squad too that we lost, more or less. Still, this time we don't have any particular hurry, so we can take our time with taking down the enemy groups. No need to try to rush things. We'll deal with all the enemies until there's nothing left before proceeding further. I think I'll stay here to recharge my shots before trying to make any kind of moves. It'll take a lot of time before the rest can come into range of any of the enemies, so... The other groups might have to hurry, but not the initial group. Probably be better to get off the road too. At least when we get closer to the city itself. I think we're gonna switch around which platoon moves. At least one will just more or less stick around and then provide fire support. Although... we need to be close enough to the city to actually be able to do much. The half tracks I'm gonna clearly keep in the background until we need them. We have to have infantry to clear the houses. Mortars. Well, how about a little side trick? Not really expecting too much resistance on the infantry front. Still, you never know. The smoke is pretty pathetic. Can't be helped, I think. No point going after the mortars. There's two half tracks going after them already. Do we need extra smoke somewhere else? But we don't really have any hard targets to try to bombard anyway, so might as well shove some smoke here and there. We have no smoke for those mortars. Well, we do. They, for some reason, can't shoot there though. That half track did not fare well. It's bottomed. It can still function, it just doesn't have any weaponry anymore. It's also the command unit, so that's a bit of a problem. But we should be able to get the mortars on the next turn. Drops a couple of the infantry squad right on top of them. What about this? Our artillery basically has had no effect at all. Not sure why. 25 pounder might not be devastating enough, I guess. We'll have one extra pounder. Fire once with the artillery, then go in with the actual troops. Wondering if the enemy is going to make some moves if we start capturing flags. Always a possibility. And there's a lot of time on this battle, so it's certainly a viable option to just, at least with partial army, to just hold on top of those flags, not do anything. I think they're... oh, anti-tank gun. No one's doing any counter-firing. Well, the gun is easily enough destroyed, I guess. After that we'll start the heavy artillery on that section, but yeah. Still able to move? What the fuck? You can't see it? Yeah, because it has created too much smoke there. What a bunch of bullshit. Right. We might consider attacking this area with the half tracks. Having a vehicle or two to quickly move troops out would also, alone would be very helpful. What do you see? Anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun destroyed. Well, that was easy. I'm sort of thinking they might still attack here, so I'm holding my ground with these guys. I'm not sure if I would mind that. It would make my job in some ways very easy. Also get the fuck out of the road at this point. Spread about a little bit. Right, Mr. Anti-Tank Gun. You have not moved, but you're also a command unit, so don't start the shooting. 4% chance of doing something. Not good chances. So the suppression effect is good enough. That was easy. I want infantry out. I want someone eyes on the ground actually looking at things. We'll keep the other infantry group in the rears in case we need to quickly go and take control of something. Also, who the hell is commander here? Where is our artillery dropping? Good enough. Might be able to switch them a little bit. Right, you don't have to go right on so close to my goddamn tank. Right. Now, BO. It'll take a couple of turns before these will start to land. Ah, crap. Right. Always cancel them later. Or switch them around a little bit. I'm going to say the meteors. It might be that I don't get a chance to use them, but if there's something even half decent, that's a problem. We at least have the two planes to fall back on. Retreated right into the Egyptian infantry squad. Right, at least now they're revealing themselves. Good thing the tanks are providing support fire. The half-track is the only thing that's firing. It's because I think if you move, you can basically forget about being able to react to a goddamn thing. So if you want to be able to provide fire support, just do not move, not even a goddamn inch. Okay, not sure we want to rush in there. With any luck, there's at least another anti-tank gun there. So just blindly rushing in there with half-tracks will probably just lead to lost half-tracks. It's a nasty position. Smoke is working for them on this one. Well, it's within range. Might as well fire on it. Okay, not bad. Not good either. The smoke will clear fairly soon. I'm thinking of at least with some units just holding our ground. We can stay and offer fire support to the rest of the squad. We're close enough that no matter where the enemies are, we can offer fire support. Right. What about here? A command tank of some sort. The artillery will still keep dropping on this turn. Fair enough. Okay, what's the third unit we can see? Guy on the other side of the map. Don't want him getting back his courage. Right, we're definitely not bringing more infantry here at this time. I suppose I could bring one additional half track or something. Okay, please fuck, you are so terrible shots, every one of you. Hmm. Let's go a little bit here. Another angle on the village might not be a bad idea. I sort of doubt the infantry here is going to need a huge amount of help, but at the same time they might need it more than the tanks are going to need it. Let's get a little bit closer to both sides. So we can move where we're needed more. That said, we probably should just get more heavy artillery to work here. Buildings getting destroyed, that's what we wanted to see. That's useful. Still, not that much happening. Is it because there isn't that much going on in this mission, or is it because I'm just holding back and they are in no hurry to do anything here? We're mostly going to see mortar fire hit this place, so as well add the heavy weaponry there. What the hell am I going to do with the meteors, though? There is no. It seems like anti-tank guns might be the heaviest thing they have. So I'm basically assaulting with tanks, and they have no tanks of their own. It's at least starting to look like that. I don't want to get too close to the town as long as the bombardment is coming. Okay. that it? Drivers disperse. Right. So the real question is what are we going to do here? I would imagine there's at least one extra anti-tank gun, but I'm gonna have to do something soon, no matter what that something is. I'm thinking of at least sending one extra half-track here. The other, the unarmed one, can maybe go at the center. I don't know. We more or less want to reveal things at this point, and clearly we can't unless we actually go for some target. So you first. You can't actually do anything anymore. Isn't that nice? Shit. There has to be hidden troops here. How many and where is the real question. I'm thinking of just driving the half-track in. If it gets destroyed, it's the least damaging thing for us. And we have tanks surrounding the place, so we can approach it from several different directions, whatever we deem necessary. There has to be more anti-tank guns. Well, there doesn't have to be shit, but it's a fairly miserable mission if there aren't, if there's not something. It could be that the infantry group all pretty much has a hopeless fight, and you were supposed to drive the tanks quickly there to support them. We're at the halfway point of the mission, so we're not in a terrible situation by any means. There's also heavy bombardment coming in soon, so we could drive them out of their little hidey holes. We could probably get a decent effect on them. I'd say we need maybe 4 turns to go get to our targets here. So we still have 8 turns left. We have the luxury of fighting it out a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't see how the infantry couldn't take this. There's nothing particularly dangerous here. A couple of infantry squads, sure, but only a couple of infantry squads, as far as I can see. And with the help of the artillery, yeah, things should work really well for us. I need to be able to make some kind of moves. I'm more or less held back now by my suspicions more than anything the enemy is actually thrown my way. So that's no good. Let's smoke them out. There we go. Yeah, we got that. All the buildings are manned by hostiles. The difference now is that we actually control some of the flags there, so they can't just not make any moves. Indirect fire. Direct fire rather. Guess the house is now on fire. So that's something. Immobilize. So yes, what are you gonna do now? I think I'll be sending a tank or two to the right. I don't see any particular reason why I shouldn't. A couple of tanks from the Age group. Maybe they'll make some kind of counter-offensive, but I'm not sure why why am I always relying on something like that? That's very unlikely to actually happen. Right, we do have an infantry squad, we can drive in here and just dump it. There we go. We can at least see the infantry. And they're in a burning building and they've been injured, they're probably gonna retreat. Right. Right. We'll see what happens. Just want a reaction from them. I drop unit here. Nothing spotted. Fair enough. I'll keep this squad here even if it had the capability of moving. Are the Egyptians going to do anything? Well, they have decent artillery, but I'm just not seeing anything noteworthy from them. Survivors disperse. Right, we have control of the buildings. I think J group will be left here without doing really anything. we got bombarded a little bit. Still don't see anything particularly interesting here. Building's not on fire, is it? It is on fire. I'm gonna make a mad dash for the flags here too. Basically for something to happen. Artillery is probably still landing, yep. We're not gonna use new ones. Just let these land and see what happens. There might be a couple of groups there, but I don't think there's all that much infantry either. And we're definitely driving toward the flags here. I'm not going to even try to do anything with this group. I want them to run out of the house. HQ is to actually stay there. There's no reason for you to be anywhere else. Still, someone is going to have to make some moves. Actually, no. We are still waiting for the bombardment to land. So, better keep our distance for now. We want the infantry to reveal the enemy, provide pressure. The actual capture units will come from the west. So there's a limited amount of things we have to achieve with these groups. I think I'm going to just sit here with the machine gun and not do anything. We're close enough to provide fire support. That's good enough. And the H group was supposed to move here too. It's immobilized, so it's not gonna go anywhere. I guess the rest will just stay here. Not sure what we were really expecting. Right, the only enemy I can even see is in the front of the infantry group. Last artillery should land now, then we'll move into the city here. Yeah, the buildings are burning or collapsed, so if there was any infantry inside them, they're not doing well. Since we haven't moved, there's a reasonable amount of return fire. But yeah, certainly seems like the infantry was always going to be the one in trouble with the mechanized section coming to their rescue. Ooh, now there comes hostile tanks. So this is what we've been waiting for. Also American gear. Well, I have to say on the positive side, there's an actual thing that's happening here now. Tanks ready to move and they're picking up speed. Excellent. We have a leader here somewhere. This is a good time to use the planes if we have them. Can you actually spot something? Yes. They might move a little bit, but I don't think they can move too much. Also, these will arrive on target fairly quickly, so more or less if they just fly in the general area, they'll be useful. 5 miles, 7 miles, 10 miles, so it's about, they're moving around 3 to 4 hexes, maybe a bit more with the other Shermans. Not all of them are even moving yet. Okay, fine. Definitely pouring every extra attack power I have here. That fire smoke. I mean, we've gotta shoot at something. Can't shoot here for some reason. Well, doesn't really matter. Retreating, routed. Shoot as much as you can. There are no surprises left, we know what the deal is now. Have the tanks defend all our gains. That's the deal. We should have another machine gun. Yeah, but it's in good position, I don't want to move it really. We have enough time that we can probably make it without moving, but I still want to move at this point. Always be making moves forward at this point. The 6 turns we have left is certainly sufficient. But who knows what else they have in store for me, so I want to make moves now. Get into a better position in case we have to deal with further counterattacks. Right. I think we can afford to come a little bit closer. Right, the infantry will have everything in the bag already. We can easily make a rush for the flags if we need to. There's no desperate reason for it right now. Also, probably there's no reason to have tanks here either, so reposition. I don't want to fire at them. Our effective range is around 25, so before they come closer, there's very little point in firing. It's just desperation shooting. With chances of hit are piss poor and chance to penetrate armor are piss poor. It just makes no sense. You can get a lucky shot, that's certainly true, but yeah, I got interrupted. Not sure what I was saying. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, probably about the ranges. You can't rely on luck. It just wastes your shots most of the time. Then we're better off telemating our range, even though the enemy might start shooting at us fairly aggressively. What do we see? We don't see shit. That's no good. I don't see any point in throwing infantry there. Still, I'll defend these flags. We don't really know what's gonna happen next. The infantry here won't be able to contribute to the battle too much, but it can act as spotter. And the half-tracks probably get the hell out of here. Right. And bombardment is landing where? Yeah, holy shit, this is a bit too close for comfort. Yeah, better if we just leave it alone for now. Okay. Can we add additional artillery to the other group? Not sure what good it would actually do. It's too far for this. Not sure why. Yeah, we can at most shoot somewhere here. Actually, I'm not quite sure where. Once it goes too high, I guess they can't shoot there. It's somewhere around there's the edge. Whatever. Let's just see this to the end. They can't shoot like madmen for all that many turns, and they're shooting at around 30 hexes, so their chance to hit 30 to 35, so their chance to hit is just a couple of percentage points. I mean, the chance is there, but it's pretty bad. Routed and ready. Okay, that's no good. If you're ready, it means you're ready to kill me. Now these guys will never be able to move again, so might as well shoot with them first. If they get killed in return fire, it's not much of a problem for our assault. Assault will still progress. Right. I don't want to throw out the infantry unit here yet. Two squads dispersed. something. There we go. Attack with something else. Shit. How the fuck did it just magically turn and point at us? Mysteries of turn-based combat. Either way, the tank gun is gone now. If infantry got too close, it wouldn't be able to function normally. Ah, okay. We could go for that. Don't really see a point though. Just be risking this for no particular gain. Right. Oh, it's just an interesting place to go to. I'm going to need a leader here to at least divert how we're doing our little bombardments. Yeah, they're not coming where I thought they would be coming at all. But they still have static targets here who have not moved for some reason, so we can target at them. Right. They're going off around the rough patch, so they'll come down from here. We'll probably put some tanks to the side if we want to firing at their sides. Not sure if that's really warranted. I think I'll more or less just wait until they're within range. There's not much else to do. They'll reach it fairly soon though. You're in a bad spot. Can't see shit. Okay, let's see how it works. Yeah, the artillery would be effective. We should have the advantage simply because we haven't moved. In the tank battle at least. Right. You son of a bitch. They have pistols, they're not gonna kill me. Apparently they are though. No. And that's more or less it. I don't think we have to do anything. I don't think the infantry can contribute much. Our only real problem is that we have a single Sherman more or less just encountering everything they've got. And they're not really within firing range yet either. They're just sitting there doing nothing. enough. They want to sit there, sit there. I'll win this if they don't do something. Terrible accuracy on the rockets. We destroyed it. Well, drove out the crew. Enough for me though. I think there's a tank or two that doesn't have the reaction fire limitation that the other tanks have. That's why there's a little bit of a firing back and forth. Yeah. Israel 549, Egypt 75. Didn't even wait till the end, and I appreciate it this time. Marginal victory, moderate losses. Actually, fairly insignificant losses. It's only a marginal victory because so much of their points were tied in the tanks, and we never got to the tank fight part. So, this was one of the fights where I would have wanted the actual timer to go thing, but I don't mind. If it's an assault and you fight for the flags, you fight for the flags. So I won fair and square. It's timed in a way that you take the westernmost town much earlier, so you have time to fight there while the infantry does its thing. So, still, it went fine.